I wish that in a circumstance like this, I would be able to concede to a worthy opponent.
Right now, a concession speech under the microscope, how it could be a harbinger of things to come in nonpartisan races in Wisconsin.
And a moment in time is captured in Sun Prairie. Find out what was inside a time capsule put in a wall more than 50 years ago. That and more straight ahead at 10. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are getting a look at the final vote tally from last night's Supreme Court race. Judge Janet Protasiewicz defeating former Justice Dan Kelly by more than 200,000 votes in what has been a contentious and record-setting expensive race. And that contention continued right to the last minute of this race.
Both candidates gave speeches that political experts tell our Armand Rahman were more, shall we say, fiery than what we're used to seeing. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, that's one way to put it. And experts say it could determine how candidates for nonpartisan seats in Wisconsin act in elections going forward.
I knew that the people of Wisconsin expected, and deserved more from their Supreme Court.
You made this candidacy sing.
The speeches on Tuesday night started like most, thanking the team and the voters, but then Dan Kelly changed.
I do not have a worthy opponent to which I can concede.
Into a barrage of attacks against his opponent and Supreme Court Justice-elect Janet Protasiewicz.
My opponent is a serial liar. It was truly beneath contempt. Now, I say this not because we did not prevail. My concern is the damage done to the institution of the court.
Holy smokes, that was awful.
It was the worst concession speech I've ever heard.
Political experts on both sides of the aisle called it unprecedented for any race, never mind one for a nonpartisan seat.
Concession speeches may not have ever been sincere, but they usually at least put some window dressing on them.
But just like the attack ads slinged by both sides in what was the most expensive judicial race in American history, Marquette University's Charles Franklin says it's a sign of the times.
It does reflect how bitter our rhetoric has become in the last 5 or 6 years, how deeply unwilling candidates are to give the candidate of the other party any benefit of the doubt or honest disagreement.
Franklin says antagonism between the Supreme Court and the legislature is also something to watch after Protasiewicz flipped the court.
Armand, thank you. And when it comes to voter turnout yesterday, it was also a record setter for a spring non-presidential race. Over 36% of eligible Wisconsin voters participated in the highly anticipated election, surpassing the previous high of 34% set in the 2011 state Supreme Court race. With yesterday's election came an historic moment for Madison. Nina Dina Martinez Rutherford has become the first openly transgender woman to be elected to a public office in the city. The new altar will represent the city's 15th district, covering the city's east side, winning by just 54 votes. She ran on supporting and creating more affordable housing for residents of her district and giving visibility to Madison's trans community.
Like when I transitioned, I never thought that I would see trans people in public office, and seeing the visibility that's happened and knowing that I'm a part of this, just, I felt honored and excited. And
she added, too, that as someone who has lived through poverty, struggled to find housing, and has been discriminated against at her jobs, she believes her voice carries weight in Madison.
And check this out. There was an even closer race in Madison last night. In the city's 14th ward, 2 ballots made the difference. Noah Lieberman barely squeaked out a win over Isidore Knox. As for these 2 candidates, they're both being good sports about the close race. They say it just shows the variety of opinions in their district and the importance of every voice. And for our extensive elections coverage, including the results of more than 100 races, head on over to channel3000.com or download our Channel 3000 news app.
Next tonight, there's time-lapse satellite imagery showing tornadic activity and severe storms racing across the Midwestern United States yesterday and overnight as well. The National Weather Service reported more than a dozen possible tornadoes. We'll have a closer look at some of the damage left behind from those storms coming up in just a couple of minutes. First, let's get a look at your first warn forecast. with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
That's pretty cool satellite imagery, and all of that was developed here at the UW in Madison. But now we're just dealing with wind, not a lot of lightning, not even clouds across southern Wisconsin. As we take a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, we had clouds, some showers, even some thunderstorms this morning, some severe weather across Dane County early this morning. But then the skies cleared out, and notice how we've got clear skies heading towards sunset. We've had wind gusts, though, up around 50 miles an hour in Madison, 53 miles an hour in Monroe, many locations between about 40 and 50 miles an hour. These are the current wind gusts. They're more in the 20 to 25 to 30 mile per hour range, but they'll continue brisk overnight and to at least tomorrow morning. High temperatures were early this morning. Notice that 70 at Janesville. That is not a typo. That is the actual temperature. They got into the warm air sector. Milwaukee and Kenosha also did as well. Madison only made it to 56, and temperatures stayed in the 40s to the north of the Dells. Current temperatures are now in the lower to middle 30s through much of southern Wisconsin, although Milwaukee a little bit warmer, around 40 degrees. Here in Dane County, 35 right now in Middleton, 36 degrees in Stoughton, and 35 in Cross Plains. Look for skies to be mostly clear overnight. It'll be windy and colder, low temperature dropping to 28 degrees by morning. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes milder weather as we head toward the Easter weekend.
Thank you, Gary. At least 5 people are dead and multiple injured after an early morning tornado in southeastern Missouri. Governor Mike Parson took a tour of the damage with first responders today. The National Guard has also been activated to help with the recovery efforts there. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, this tornado touched down just before 4 o'clock this morning.
And in Iowa, some pretty incredible video there, too, capturing the moment a tornado whipped through a field. The overnight storms come as more severe weather is expected to hammer parts of the Midwest and South in the coming days. More local news now. A former church worker at St. Olaf Church in DeForest will spend the next 2 years in a Wisconsin prison before being deported to his home country.
Today, a Dane County judge handed down the sentence to 31-year-old Reginald Ramat, and convicted of having an inappropriate relationship with a teenager. All parties involved in today's proceedings asserted this crime is not an example of a systemic church failure. According to the prosecutor, the Diocese of Madison did everything right in this case. Another big local case, Curtis Tesmer, the man who admitted to stringing cords across a popular bike path bridge last year, making his first virtual appearance in Dane County Court today. Records show DNA samples collected on the cords led to Tesmer's arrest. They say he initially denied any involvement, but later admitted to it. Today, Tesmer was charged with 4 counts of recklessly endangering safety and given a $1,000 bond. New video tonight from Chicago. 2 firefighters are injured, one critically, after responding to a high-rise fire today. Heavy smoke and flames could be seen coming from the building on North Lakeshore Drive. One firefighter was taken to Northwestern Hospital in very critical condition. The second injured firefighter was taken to a local hospital and is in good condition.
One day after former President Trump was arrested and charged with 34 felonies, there's news about another criminal case against him. Today, former Vice President Mike Pence said he will not appeal a judge's order to testify about Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. His testimony could offer investigators a firsthand account of how Trump pressured Pence to overturn the election and what Trump was doing on January 6th. Pence has said Trump endangered his family and everyone else at the Capitol that day.
When the mobs were attacking the Capitol, trying to stop the election, what did the president tell Vice President Pence, if anything, before, during, after? What about the various schemes that were used to try and keep Mr. Trump in office?
Now, despite his solemn demeanor yesterday, Trump called his day of arraignment, quote, the best day in history, claiming he raised $10 million. His campaign will use that money for his 2024 campaign and his legal defense. Next door to us in Michigan today, Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed a new law that repeals an almost century-old abortion ban. That law has been on the books since 1931, but unlike in Wisconsin, it has not been enforced since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year. Both chambers of the state's legislature voted to repeal the law anyway, with some support from Republicans.
New tonight, U.S. employers are still adding jobs, but they're starting to scale back. According to payroll processor ADP, the private sector added 145,000 jobs last month. The largest job losses were seen in finance, professional and business services, and manufacturing. ADP says it's a signal that the economy is slowing. Well, an exciting moment in Sun Prairie today as the community opened a 52-year-old time capsule found in the walls of what used to be Sun Prairie Junior High School.
Now, our Braden Ross was there to check out what Sun Prairie Junior High's class of 1971 wanted future Sun Prairie residents to see. Braden?
Yeah, some of the items inside: newspapers from the Cap Times and State Journal, a school budget, and guidebooks for Sun Prairie. Those who witnessed the opening today say the whole experience brought back memories.
It's just great, all the stuff that's here.
A blast from the past, 52 years in the making.
I was shocked when I got the notice that there was a time capsule to be opened. I forgot about it.
During the demolition of what used to be the Sun Prairie Junior High School, crews made an unexpected discovery.
Let us know that they had found a box in the walls of the building that was about to be demolished.
It turns out that box was a time capsule from 1971, a time 96-year-old Ollie Berge remembers well. He was the superintendent of a booming Sun Prairie school district.
The Air Force came in and built 280 homes there in a hurry. That's how we grew so fast.
Berge says more students meant the district needed more money, but that was usually easier said than done.
Booked it on the budget was brought back memories just like that.
During his 13 years as superintendent, he saw through 12 referendums for more funding.
But there were some very vicious arguments on some of those meetings.
But while the time capsule reminds Berge of the challenges of a growing district, what stands out most is the people who made it all worth it.
A list of the teachers, I thought how I'd love to see some of them again.
And that feeling is mutual.
Came in 1970. Ollie Berge hired me. He was such a nice man, just so congenial, and really a great founding father for here.
And you can see the full contents of the time capsule by swinging by the Sun Prairie Historical Museum or checking their website.
Thank you very much, Braden. Still ahead tonight, see what airports made this year's list for most busy.
Plus, converted from a commercial airliner. We'll check out this renovated flying hospital assisting in the war in Ukraine.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. Get 11% off your painting and staining projects at Menards. Give a beautiful color to your projects with Minwax Wood Finish. Minwax is a penetrating stain that enhances all types of wood and dries fast. Minwax Wood Finish is $10.99 after rebate. Add a stylish look to your home with DuraClean by Dutch Boy. It's an interior paint and primer in one that's washable, scrubbable, and stain resistant. A gallon is just $21.97 after 11% rebate at Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
The local water experts at Culligan can take care of everything but the kitchen sink. Actually, we do that too. Culligan, here for every water worry.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Khloe Kardashian is always game for a good time. I got inspired by all those model walks. Then a powerhouse performance by The War and Tree.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Volkswagen is recalling 143,000 Atlas SUVs because of a sporadic airbag issue. Some of these vehicles are experiencing a faulty sensor on the front passenger side, and it's deactivating the airbag. So VW is advising drivers not to let anyone ride shotgun or in the front passenger seat until that issue can be fixed. The Polish Prime Minister Mariusz Morawiecki and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today inspecting armored personnel carriers to be handed over to Ukraine's military. Zelensky said the two leaders were finalizing the supply of Polish armored personnel carriers. He also won new pledges of deeper military and economic cooperation with Poland as the neighbors seek to forge a tighter relationship in defiance of Russia's full-scale war against Kyiv.
An airline has transformed a passenger plane into a flying hospital to treat injured Ukrainian soldiers and civilians. Pilots call it a rewarding mission as Ukraine's war with Russia rages on. CBS's Ian Lee reports.
Time is critical on the battlefield in Ukraine. Minutes can mean a life when getting someone care. And it's a long road, or rather flight, for some of the worst cases. Mykola Fedirko was injured in the trenches. It's the first time he's ever been on a plane. He jokes, I would have liked to go to Denmark on holiday instead of the hospital, but he's thankful for the ride. Next to a U.S. Air Force cargo plane in Poland, just miles from the border with Ukraine, sits a converted Boeing 737.
In easy words, it's a small hospital in the air.
Scandinavian Airlines provides the plane, and Norway's military, the medics.
We have syringe pumps, and we have monitor and suction and oxygen.
More than 2,000 people have taken these flights. Spreading patients throughout Europe relieves Ukraine's overwhelmed hospitals. The plane's pilot says this flight is much more fulfilling than his usual day job, hauling passengers on vacation.
It makes us a little humble to do this mission, and actually I'm very proud to do it.
A critical mission of mercy, saving lives at 30,000 feet. Ian Lee, CBS News.
The World Health Organization says more than 850 medical centers in Ukraine have been attacked since the Russian invasion, forcing thousands to be evacuated to hospitals in neighboring countries. And new tonight, 5 of the world's busiest airports were in the U.S. last year. That's according to preliminary data from the Airports Council International. Atlanta's hub once again topped the list as the busiest by passenger volume. It was followed by Dallas-Fort Worth, Denver, and Chicago O'Hare, with Los Angeles coming in 6th. A strong rebound in domestic travel put the U.S. facilities on top.
Here's something to keep an eye on. The so-called pink full moon is in the sky starting tonight. Maybe you saw that full moon tonight. It won't actually be pink, but instead it's a nod to the flowers and trees that bloom during springtime. Also keep an eye out for Venus and Mars. They will be out and relatively close to the moon in the night sky. Breezy, chilly evening, but you could see the full moon out there. Gary,
absolutely, yeah. I saw it coming in. The problem is, you're right. It's breezy and chilly, so if you want to go out there and watch it, it's cold. Let's start out by taking a look at the severe weather reports from yesterday, and there were a lot of them. Actually, yesterday and this morning from Iowa, Minnesota, through Wisconsin and northern and central Illinois, tornado reports across central Illinois, a lot of wind reports through northern Illinois, semis blown off the highway in Davenport, Iowa, and then in Wisconsin, most of the reports were hail reports because temperatures were a little cooler here, but we did have some large hail reports up to about 2 inches in diameter down toward Monroe, some wind damage over toward Milton. And then today, as the severe weather shifted to the east, we saw more in the way of wind and tornado reports. Some tornado reports in parts of Indiana. Of course, that storm early this morning in southwestern or southeastern portions of Missouri that killed at least 5 people. Tornado reports in Kentucky as well. So 2 days of active severe weather. It looks like the pattern will slow down so that things will be pretty quiet over the next couple of days. Today's maximum wind gust, 49-mile-an-hour wind gust here in Madison. Monroe had a wind gust of 53 miles per hour, but many locations had wind gusts in the 45 to 50-mile-per-hour range. They've come down quite a bit since then. Still, the northern part of the state seeing the strongest winds in the 30 to 35-mile-per-hour range. Three things you need to know in the forecast. Look for the windy conditions to continue overnight and into tomorrow, but the winds won't be quite as strong. And then we'll look for very little in the way of rain through Wednesday of next week. Maybe a chance for a shower Sunday night and maybe a slight chance for a shower Monday morning. Otherwise dry through Wednesday, and it'll be milder too. Temperatures will be in the 60s by the time we head into the Easter weekend and 70s for much of next week. Weather track right now, you can see the jet stream basically from southwest to northeast. The next weather system will take a path farther to the south and probably miss our part of the Midwest. Showers, thunderstorms along the cold front, still some snow up in the northern portion of the Midwest, still until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Blizzard warnings for parts of eastern North Dakota and northeastern South Dakota. They've had a foot to 2 feet of snow there, plus the fact they've had winds 50 to 60 miles per hour, and it's still quite windy up there. Still some snow showers up toward Lake Superior, but now it's just the cold air that's pretty much taking hold in our part of the Midwest. The temperatures that we're looking at now pretty much are lows for the day. 35 Madison, 33 La Crosse, temperatures in the 20s up in the northern part of the state. Wind chills in northern Minnesota are down around 0 in some spots. But tomorrow will be mostly sunny. It'll be windy and chilly, high temperature topping out at 50 degrees. Planning your day for Dane County, look for lots of sunshine. Again, kind of windy. 49 for the high in Mount Vernon, 50 in DeForest, 48 for the high in Marshall. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 51 in Janesville, 48 in Baraboo, and 46 with wind in Wautoma. But as we look at the 7 to 10-day forecast, first one 7 to 10-day forecast, 52 Friday, 60 on Saturday. Easter Sunday, 64. I think it'll be dry during the day. Maybe a chance of showers Sunday night. But then Monday, we're up to 71. It looks like we'll be in the low to mid 70s for much of next week, although shower and thunderstorm chances start to increase for the second part of the week.
And coming up in sports, no Giannis, no problem for the Bucks. How the Deer wrapped up the top seed in the East next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get that big fitness energy for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. It's a great deal, and our 17 million members agree.
You can say that again.
Okay, as I said, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month.
What a deal!
So turn your low energy into big fitness energy and enjoy tons of equipment in a clean and spacious judgment-free zone to get that post-workout glow. So get going, or shall I say glowing? Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Don't have to wait until the fall to see the Wisconsin volleyball team. The Badgers have a 3-game spring season. They've already beaten Marquette, and now they've stepped up the competition with a professional team in town. Huge pop from the crowd when Sydney Hilly was introduced with Athletes Unlimited. And from a former Badger to one of the newest Badgers, Izzy Ashburn sets up Carter Booth, and she brings the heat for the point. She had 10 kills tonight. Then later in the set, well, we've seen this before. Yulia Orzel drops home the tip. Team high 15 kills from her. Wisconsin, though, falls 3-1 in 4 sets. The only thing standing in the Bucks' way from home court advantage throughout the playoffs is themselves. Milwaukee's magic number to wrap up the top seed in the East is 1, meaning beat Chicago, and the job is done. No Giannis for this one, so it was a Bobby Portis night for the home team. Fourth quarter, Drew Holiday finds Bobby in the corner for one of his 15 assists, and he rattles home the triple. Portis finished with a game-high 27. And then later, it's Holiday stepping back and splashing one home. He dropped 20, and the Eastern Conference runs through Milwaukee. Bucks win 105-92. Greg Gard is already adding pieces to his roster for next season. Noah Reynolds has committed to Wisconsin after 2 seasons at Wyoming. The Cowboy guard averaged 14.5 points last season and will have 2 years of eligibility as a Badger. This Thursday, Tiger Woods will tee off in his 25th Masters tournament at Augusta National. The 5-time Masters champ said the body feels a lot better than it did last year at this point. Remember, he returned to the course after recovering from a car crash that almost took his leg. As far as if this will be his last Masters, well, only time will tell. Right now, Tiger is just enjoying another trip to Augusta.
I don't know how many more I have in me, so just to be able to appreciate the time that I have here and cherish the memories. But it's really neat to be able to come here and play this golf course and see all the past champions and you know, I know more guys on the Champions Tour than I do the regular tour.
And Tiger Woods tees off on Thursday morning at 9:18. Remember, you can watch the 3rd and final rounds of the Masters right here on News 3 Now. On the ice, Hillary Knight was all smiles for Game 1 of Team USA's quest for gold in the Women's World Championship. The former Badger deflects the puck into the back of the net for one of the United States' 7 goals against Japan. USA's next game is Friday against Switzerland. And the Brewers going for the series sweep against the Mets, and the Young Guns came up big again for the Crew. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 6, and Garrett Mitchell calls game with one big swing to right. The solo shot is his 3rd homer in the last 2 games and his first career walk-off bomb. Brewers win their 5th straight, 7-6 the final. We're back after this.
Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
You've got places to be, things to do, goals to crush. So at Basecamp Fitness, we pack 50 minutes worth of calorie burn into just 35. How do we do it? By switching between 60-second intervals of air bike cardio and strength training to keep the workout and your progress moving forward fast, no matter what level you're at. Now through April 19th, get 2 weeks free. Visit any of our 3 Madison locations or basecampfitness.com.
If you've got the TV volume way up right now, then you really need these. These tiny but powerful little hearing aids are the Nano CIC Recharge, priced at only $297 for a full pair. These are not simply amplifiers. These are ultra high quality, ultra reliable hearing aids, priced thousands less than other hearing aids. They fit right in your ear. Nothing shows in the back of your ear. Payments as low as $36 a month.
1-800-276-3995.
Arby's, 2 for $7. Every day, a classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Okay, Floor & Decor, show me what you've got. Now this tile says spa day all day, but this tile says classic on glam. And this modern look, it's sleek yet chic. Okay, I've got it. Everything I need to pull this project together, and all at the perfect price.
At Floor & Decor, you can realize any aspirational project at an inspirational price. Because with an unmatched selection of high-quality products, all at everyday low prices, your bathroom upgrade has never been more you. Discover Floor & Decor today.
With an Invisalign smile, everything clicks. And that class reunion becomes...
Is that Anna?
Invis is the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner and more predictable results. Invisalign.
This week at Macy's, take an extra 20% off everything you and your family need to celebrate the holiday in style. Plus, Star Rewards members earn even faster during Macy's Star Money Bonus Days, going on now.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, look at this. The April cover of Vogue Philippines features 106-year-old Apo Maria Ogay, making her the oldest model ever featured on a Vogue cover. She's also known as Maria Ogay and lives in a remote village. So she is renowned for her artistry and skill as an artist, practicing an ancient style of tattooing by hand. She does a little tap, 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 tap. And so her family members they've learned it, but apparently they're much more gentle these days.
Evidently so.
That's pretty cool. She still looks amazing.
Gets her on the front cover of Vogue magazine. So, yeah. Well, cold tonight, winds will be blowing, but they'll come down tomorrow.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.